Lubbock ISD is looking into the possibility of allowing teachers and staff to carry their firearms while on duty. Is that a good idea or a bad idea? Hey everybody, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO. Lubbock ISD is looking at allowing teachers to carry. There's two proposals that are basically out there. A school guardian program, which would allow teachers to carry their firearms if they want to. Now, this would, of course, you'd have to apply for this as an educator. You'd have to go through about 15 to about 20 hours of training, undergo mental health evaluations, and more. And you would be allowed to keep your gun on you if you're a teacher or staff person. Now, Lubbock ISD is not saying how many teachers or staff members they would accept under this program, but you can imagine that if you want to carry, probably a pretty good chance that you'll be able to. There's also another possibility out there, the school marshal program, which is a little bit more intensive as it's about 80 hours of training every 2 years on firearm proficiency, mental health evaluations, and more. The downside of this, in my opinion, is that you have to keep your gun locked up in a safe somewhere on campus, and you may not always have the ability to grab that gun in if God forbid the occasion arises and you need that firearm. Is this a good idea for Lubbock ISD? Well, as a supporter of the Second Amendment and as a supporter of you being allowed to defend yourself, I say hell yes. This is a great idea for Lubbock ISD, and I applaud Lubbock ISD for actually opening the door and looking into this. I have to think there's at least a little bit of support among the Lubbock ISD Board of Trustees in order for this to even be brought up. There's got to be some level of support, and Superintendent Dr. Kathy Rollo has to be applauded as well for kicking this idea around and also taking it to the people. She's going to hold forums. Lubbock ISD will hold forums at the high schools and at a couple of the junior highs over the next 4 or 5 months to gain to get insight from the community, from parents, from students, and from teachers as well as to what they think about campus carry at Lubbock ISD. Here in Lubbock, we have a number of rural area school districts that allow teachers to carry, and there have been no issues at all. It is supported by parents. It's supported by a lot of teachers. I think a lot of teachers would like the right to carry. You know, I see this argument that's brought up, and it's mainly brought up by people who hate guns anyway. That teachers didn't sign up for this. Teachers didn't sign up to carry a gun. Teachers did not sign up to become security guards at school. Okay, that's fine. That's a good argument. But you know what? I didn't sign up to become a security guard when I walk into a grocery store and I carry my gun with me. I didn't sign up to protect a athletic store, if you will, or a department store, or really anywhere else I go with my firearm. I didn't sign up to protect those places. I signed up to protect myself and to embrace the Second Amendment, and to also know that I have not only a responsibility, but I have a constitutional right to defend myself and those that I love. And I think a lot of teachers feel the same way, that they would like to defend themselves. Not necessarily in the case of a school shooting. God forbid there's a school shooting. But teachers, they go to work early, they leave work late. They should have the right to protect themselves when going to their vehicle and when walking from their vehicle to the school and from the school to their vehicle. They should have the right to defend themselves. If, God forbid, they're in a horrible situation where there is a school shooting on campus, teachers should be allowed to defend themselves and the lives of their students. Parents trust their kids with these teachers. Parents trust their kids with this one person who's going to be with them the majority of the day. Parents trust these teachers to look out for what is best for these kids. And I think it's a no-brainer. If you take emotion out of the argument, allowing teachers to carry makes sense. Now, there's some debate over whether or not teachers should carry on their person or if they should have that firearm locked up. I personally, and this is just me, I personally think it's always important to have that gun on you. That if you have it, stored somewhere else, even if it's in a safe, inside your classroom, that's still seconds that can go by when seconds matter in a school shooting. I also understand, however, that there are probably a lot of people, and probably a lot of females, who would find it quite uncomfortable to carry a gun while teaching. They may not have a great place to holster that weapon, if you will, while they're teaching. And so that's why I think having a safe is at least better than nothing, but it needs to be at a very accessible place for that teacher. Anonymity is going to be very important here, and the Lubbock ISD says if they do move forward on any of these proposals, that the teachers who do carry and staff members who carry will remain anonymous. I guess really only the superintendent will know who those teachers are, and that is a smart thing. There are going to be a lot of parents who pitch a fit about this. There are going to be students who pitch a fit about it, and there will be teachers who throw a fit about this as well. But look at this: emotion versus logic. And that is what's key here. I would love to say we live in a world where teachers don't need to carry guns. But guess what? We live in a crazy world. We live in a world where evil does show up to our doorsteps from time to time, and teachers are just like anybody else. They should be allowed to defend themselves. Now, if you're a teacher out there and you're saying, "Whoa, wait a minute, I don't want to carry," please don't carry. You don't have to carry a gun. You don't have to carry a firearm if you don't want to. In fact, I don't want anyone carrying a firearm if they don't want to. Only those who are responsible and those who want the responsibility of carrying a firearm should carry. So, Lubbock ISD, I applaud you. Good luck in your quest for more information. But if you move forward with this idea, I'm all for it. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great way to protect students, and to put those big signs right out front that say Lubbock ISD, this school, it has teachers that are armed and ready to protect our students, will be a great deterrent against any future. God forbid there is a school shooter out there, but it's a great deterrent for anything else that may happen in the future. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. Short week this week as we wrap everything up, the 2019 year of the Chad Hasty Show. On Thursday, on Friday, our good friend Matt Crow will be filling in, and then we'll have guest hosts throughout the rest of 2019, and then I'll be back on January 2nd. Have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.